In this video, we're going to be watching the final map of the Cologne 2016 Major Grand Finals from Coldzera's point of view. And every time that he gets an MVP, I'll be opening a Chroma 2 case. So yeah, this was a major that occurred 10 years ago between SK Gaming and Team Liquid. And this is a version of Team Liquid that had Simple on the team. Anyway, so yeah, we've got CSGO running here to play back the demo. And then I've got CS2 here for the cases. So, given that they win 16 rounds, I guess the maximum amount of MVPs you could get is 16. So we'll go ahead and get 16 cases out of the storage unit. How many do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we'll do that. And I'm just thinking, only 16? You know what? Maybe we can also do it every time that Fallen gets an MVP, because I also really like Fallen. Nah, but we're going to be watching Coldzera's point of view. So yeah, listen. I know that this is not going to be a giant case opening, but I think it'll still be fun. We'll be able to watch my old favorite player, and every time he does well, we'll open the Chroma 2 case, which is perfect. You know, this is the case that was dropping at the time, more or less. So, yeah. All right, let's get going.
Has expanded quickly, but that one's not there. And those 2 rounds from Cold, they talk about Cold being the man, those 2 triple kill rounds he had over towards Ivy. 1 flashbang, 1 nade.
So I'm not going to really be doing a lot of voiceover because I think I'll probably have the announcers overlaid on top of the video just to make it a little bit more fun. But you'll get my raw reactions if ever he does a good play or something like that. All right, here we go.
Starting on the terrorist side and SK on the CT side. They've got a lot of armor. In fact, only 2 players without it. And then Molotov there on JDM. That is interesting.
So remember, we're looking for MVPs. And you know how the MVP system is, right? Like, maybe he gets a multi-frag. Maybe he steals a defuse from someone. Oh my god, I miss him so much. I really wish he was still in the Tier 1, even Tier 2 scene, but I recently watched a thing with Thorin a couple years ago, and I think he said that he's just interested in helping improve younger Brazilian players. Oh my god. Pay attention. I just noticed, I don't think I have X-ray on, which, I don't know, like, I think I'm going to keep it that way, because this is what he would have been seeing, right? And I'm kind of yapping a little bit here more than I thought I would, so maybe I won't cast the announcers, the casters over me. I don't know, we'll see. Oh my god, I don't think he's going to win the round, but... Oh god. Dude, should we do every time he gets a 3K? Maybe we'll do every time he gets an MVP or a 3K. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Alright, pause. So, we got our first case here. So, let me turn off CSGO. Sorry, yeah, CSGO, and then we'll go into CS2 here. Alright, let's get it. Got some keys here, so we'll open the first one. Oh my god. Alright, here we go. By the way, I've never ever opened the gold before in my life. And I doubt that today's going to be the day, but what if? Alright, classic origami. Alright, let's continue. Coldzera, here we come.
More money to buy within this round.
Let's
the unfortunate part is that you know he takes damage to the armor, so he can't just upgrade to head armor for $300, $350. So that would be huge if you were able to do that.
So initially, when thinking about like how I could do this video, I was really thinking every time he gets a 3K or a clutch. But I was looking at the HLTV stats, I kind of noticed that he didn't have that many clutches. I remember him as a player that used to clutch all the time, but I think the thing is, he just used to get the most amazing clutches, and that maybe made me remember that he got more clutches than necessarily he did, but the ones that he did were amazing.
It's going to look so good.
So, I initially was like, okay, well, if he's not clutching every freaking round, then...
There's only one left, and that's...
But no, I think I... Oh my god, look at that! Alright, so no case here. He did not get a 3K. So I'm thinking every time that he dies, we'll just fast forward into the next round. We're not trying to watch the full game here. Especially if I don't have the casters on. But yeah, we'll see. Alright, so now we're in round 3. Let's get it, Coldzera. Come on. So I'm trying to remember, like, what originally got me into loving Coldzera and really SK Luminosity at the time?
Let's get this done.
I think initially they were kind of an underdog team because they originally kind of entered the scene during this era where Fnatic was really dominating. And you had this team that at the time was really kind of referred to as, you know, this kind of this underdog Brazilian. Oh yeah. By the way, the USB sounds completely cooked here. Anyways, I don't know if you guys know, you can probably tell by my name, but I'm originally, like, my family's from South America. I don't speak Portuguese, I'm not Brazilian, but still, I don't know if this is common across a lot of South American immigrants, but I kind of still feel this a little bit bond every time that there's some kind of South American team. I feel a little bit connected with it. And so Luminosity at the time had that sort of factor. What's the situation? 4v4.
Very subtle taco. Instant headshot on.
And anyways, I quickly fell in love with both Fallen and Coldzera. Fallen at the time was the author. Popping is always really fun to watch. And Fallen had a really kind of unique style of opting. Alright, that's gonna end up going down now. It's a 2-on-2. 25 seconds. 2v1. Oh, Coldzera got the MVP. Alright, here we go.
With a triple kill.
Gotta pause. Alright, so let's see. Alright. Second case, here we go. You wouldn't believe it. Origami again. Alright.
Coldzera gets all the kills, but Fallen playing at that statue is perfect.
Anyway, so yeah, I quickly fell in love with both Fallen and Coldzera. Fallen had that unique way of opting, and then Coldzera, just this amazing rifler, had such good aim, had such impact in the round. And by the way, his team really set him up. It's not, he couldn't have done it without his team, of course, but he was still there. I mean, compare him to me. My team sets me up sometimes and I still fuck it up. This guy was just amazing at the time. I don't know how many of you watched Counter-Strike back then, but let's just say there's a reason I have this sticker. My forever rifle, which is my StatTrack M4 Howl.
2 AKs on top of a goal. So things are looking bright. And Liquid, they realize, right, we're not actually going to head back towards that B side. We've been successful on A so far, so we're going to go ahead and get control of the hallways over here, start to set things up. If we want to come back towards the pointy letter, we'll have that option later on.
I just noticed that even though we don't have X-ray on, we do have the mini-map that shows all the enemy positions, which obviously isn't something that he would have had at the time, as far as we know.
That is the big point, and that shows you just how crucial the information is.
Yeah.
The audio information.
Something I really wish is, especially now that it's been so long since these games, I'm thinking, like, Luminosity's Columbus win, their first major win. The next so I don't think we'll be able to do this here. Okay, anyways, yeah, I wish that they would release the team comms tournaments and teams that don't exist anymore, you know? I understand that immediately after this event, SK would not want to release the comms because it has strategies and it shows kind of how they maybe operate and things like that, right? But guys, it's been 10 years, right? The team is no longer a team. These guys don't play together. And there's nothing to hide or to lose, really, as far as I can think, of why they wouldn't release the comms. And I don't know who would have them, like who would get to decide. Is it ESL? Is it the SK organization? Is it the players? But it's a thing I wish was kind of a
better job of this.
Probably not going to be in this room, though. They don't have any armor, and just some pistols. Leg shot, followed with a little bit of damage. But I mean, just safe play from Fallen, making sure no one can hunt him down. And it should be a...
By the way, I love that I have this kind of default CSGO crosshair. But, I'm not changing it. Whatever.
Both Fur and Fallen are here. FNX as well, and Cold getting ready to rotate. So it's going to get nasty here for Liquid.
This is the brilliance of the defense that SK sets up. You can see where Fallen makes contact, where he gets that leg shot.
I know this is probably boring because I'm looking at the mini map and we know that there's no engagement about to happen. Hey man, I said it. We're watching the Coldzera POV, and that would have been his POV. He's got a good team, fragging out. He doesn't have to clutch. By the way, look at all those cobblestone souvenir packages. 318 viewers rewarded. Total items dropped this match. 1,600. And to think, this day and age, they're about $1,000 each. At the time, if you bought them on the market at the time, right, I think they were maybe $40, which is still pretty expensive, right? Obviously, compared to today, it's nothing. But yeah, you'd be wasting $40 shipping that dragon. Oh man, the sound of that AK. Oh god! What a fucking move. SK wins it anyways. What a team.
Just trying to peek and see where he's at, but because it just takes one bullet, Fallen picks that off, and then...
By the way, something I didn't mention, I know he's going to have an amazing game here, because this was the, I forget exactly the HLTV rating that he gets here, but it was the top rating in 2016 within a major. I say that, and now I'm thinking, is that true? I think it is. Alright, I guess it's just throwing. Kidding. Oh, the op comes out, okay. So this is kind of the fun thing about Coldzera, right? I called him a rifler, but he was a secondary op on the team. And, well, he had that amazing clip on Mirage. That was in Columbus semifinals against the same team, against Liquid.
Give them an advantage in terms of player count.
It looks to me like Cold is done getting run over. Now that AWP comes out, we see the double up, one of the core gameplay coming out, one of the core strategies on the CT sign for SK Gaming coming out. They have tapped into their bank quite a bit to make it happen. But Cold, now he falls back to chicken coop, and it's very difficult to root him out of there.
Yeah, and the analysts were talking about this before the game went live, about the potential for the double orb and how it might affect you in a retake scenario. Something Yanko was saying actually probably would prefer just a 1 AWP, so we'll see if that is going to be a factor here for SK.
Both of these guys are so good at using it, though, that it can do the damage.
But on that topic of hearing the team comms, it's not really going to come up in this game, because I think SK kind of easily beats Liquid. But I just remember at the time, Fallen would call these timeouts where SK really felt like they were stuck, like either they were losing a lead or they were just really falling behind. And these were during like major playoffs, right? A very important tournament playoffs where if you lose the game, you're out. And somehow you'd have those timeouts, and who knows what he said to the team, what he was before and after timeouts. All those timeouts, suddenly they basically win out. It was incredible.
They set up to be
I'm trying to think, if I had been watching this live, 4-4,
it's the best chance they have to finally get him out of that position. This is now, I mean,
I wouldn't necessarily be nervous for SK, but yeah, I don't know if I would have necessarily expected it to be this even. And this game here is on a half.
the ones on pistols, and we've seen them win at Eco so far. A repeat performance would be horrible for Liquid. So Liquid, it's all about keeping their calm now and getting that buddy system into effect. They are moving around in pairs, not really much room to work with, but less.
At the same time, I feel
what can you do? Fallen, it's like a race car. He comes right around the corner, and another headshot. Fallen doing so much work.
I mean, when you have a guy that's out scouting your main opper, and JDM is no slouch. He can go toe to toe with the best of them, and he's still just getting destroyed in this round. So again, SK about to have another miracle round over Team Liquid.
Good shot from Simple, but Nitro also go down, and that was Fur hiding in the corner, and they didn't check it. Spraying wildly with a MAC-10. He's also alone in a 1-on-3 with about a minute left to try and see if he could somehow save his team. This certainly would be one of the most epic clutches if it happens. He's going for it, but FNX jumping and scouting. They save both the AWPs and SK. What can you say? I mean, at this point, you feel like they're almost destined to win the second title.
It's a tragedy that Liquid loses that round when they have all the advantages, but it's
maybe what I'll do is I'll overlay the casters' voices in the moments where I'm not saying anything, and then when I start yapping, maybe I'll just lower them a little bit. We'll see. Clearly, you can tell that I'm watching this myself without hearing them. But yeah, I can't constantly talk. I don't have that much to say. Well, other than honestly, what's going through my mind is I expected to be opening more cases at this point. I'm not going to say I'm bored. Oh God. I'm enjoying watching him again. I haven't seen Cold in so long. So this is really a huge throwback. And the fact that it's Cologne, and we're about to be going into Cologne 2026, which I cannot believe that this is the first Cologne major in 10 years. Like, the Cologne tournament has been occurring, as far as I know, like every year. And it's always considered a, quote, big tournament, right? One of the big ones every year. But it hasn't been a major, and that's surprising because, you know, people call it the home of Counter-Strike, Cathedral, all of this stuff. And so I would have imagined that we would have had a major there in the last 10 years, but I guess not. And I was not following the professional scene between 2018 and 2023-ish, 2023, 2024. So I just assumed that sometime in those years we'll have anyways, come on. I'm really hoping to get to 3K and MVP here because I just want to open a couple more cases.
Quick adjustment here from Fallen, trying to get those anti-eco. Well, basically, the anti-flash is out in time, and he's not going to hit the shot. Point blank. Never mind. Second try does it.
And they can't follow up quick enough. The rest of Liquid, they're too far behind, and Fallen gets one more kill, and FNX still in the back line with the rifle. He goes down to 6. I don't think he even knew where he was being shot from then. Now it's a 2-on-2, and make that a 1-on-2. JDM entirely alone here, trying to see if he can hold on to it. Taco and Coldzera still alive on the other side, and Liquid haven't won many of these clutch rounds, but this time they're going to have to. Otherwise, SK going to be back in.
Oh, okay, cool. I got the MVP despite only killing 2. I was a little worried there. Alright, cool. So we can gamble another case here. Alright, let's get it. Probably another origami, right? Okay. Love to see it. Hell yeah.
Fallen is such a god when he's in those situations, and he uses the movement that he has. It's so difficult to be able to get a good read on him, to be able to get a kill. Nitro had every advantage, still not able to do it. The second player even had more advantage and not able to do it. So Fallen, many times throughout this match, has just beat Team Liquid simply by his fundamental movement of the game.
He has also that ability to just come through in key rounds for SK Gaming. Situations that you would think any other player would cave, Fallen shines, and he gets 2 kills that make all the difference yet again for SK. 7-4, SK in the lead, and Liquid once again on the pistols. And this time they aren't wasting any time. It's going to be going straight out onto B here for Liquid. They are trying to change it up. They're going into drop, and that's right into FNX is waiting arms. He's going for the spray, and he'll get traded. Simple doing work, and Hiko as well.
Should have obviously played at the window. It is going to be a 4-on-3 right now. Coldzera in the back line here, just a chicken coop for him. Are they boosting back out again? It seems like they are, so they're actually boosted everyone back out, except for Hiko, of course. Someone has to be left behind. With the bomb, they have a timing window, with Spur is still covering here. And if they can just find that, it's going to be perfect. In fact, I really wish Hiko wouldn't do anything at all until they have confirmation about what's happening on A. Oh, but that's a grenade.
Ouch. Yeah, what did Guardian call it? Magic Apple? That was painful.
Yeah, well now Hiko, that's the question. Does he become an aggressive lurk where he tries to bring distraction over towards the B bomb site? I think maybe he wanted to, but that nade has got to force him into a more passive role. So his job is going to be to cut off rotations, and one's already snuck by him.
Yeah, that's the main issue here. Coldzera might be able to get in to connector, but Coldzera doesn't actually want to back off of this either until Fallen has cleared out Plateau. And Fallen, he's getting a lot of information to work with. In the meantime, Fur and Underpass
could
be key because he could quickly rotate in and just get the backstab. That
if I was the one in drop, I'd always get cleared by it.
Seems like it now. Information and a shot from Cold.
If I was in drop, I'd get killed by that angle. Playing that angle. Also just, I don't know.
Any hope of surviving here. I don't know how you could possibly stop this from happening. He's going to pick up the first kill. It's a good start, but still another 2 left. The bomb is planted, not quite for him, so if they're defusing, he's going to have a really hard time stopping. He charges in, Nitro spraying and connects, gets the headshot, but he can't stop Cold from defusing. And again, just the position of the bomb plant really working against him there. And it's a really nice try for Liquid.
It was a very nice try, but SK just so much utility.
Right. By the way, as I'm recording this video, Coldzera himself just gave me a heart on a comment I left on his channel, so that's incredible. Didn't we just get this? This is why I don't open cases anymore.
Realizes Hiko, and even more so when Fallen gets that kill, but you can see the positions they take. They're saying, okay, we'll let you get into that site. We're not going to try and stop this plant. We're way too spread out. So they get in positions where they're not committed to take a fight, but they can all work together once the bomb gets planted, once they know where the majority of the team with the players are.
That's some confidence right there. Your ability to read and teamwork especially. So, I mean, that is why in SK Gaming, they are the best in the world. They're looking so solid right now. Liquid, the underdogs, definitely battling, but they've got a long way to go. All right, we still have Liquid, again, spreading out, and they are actually waiting for some aggression, in fact, over towards A long. SK Gaming, I mean, they aren't going to be pushing, but Liquid really are. They feel like something's coming.
The bomb is still quite far away. Medium and Leash covering that, so they are going to try and fake it out.
I don't know if you guys feel the way I do right now, but I just feel this anticipation of I'm just about to watch this god frag out.
Goes down, and now Fallen sees there's no one following up. They're not seeing any more action, so this fake that actually does end up in B anyway, it hasn't worked at all. Taco still on the site, the smoke is about to evaporate, and Nitro down. Cold, Fallen again, Taco helping out, and now the last man left. They do get a bit of secondary kill here with the Molotov, but it doesn't matter. SK, they're cold as ice.
Try to do something a little bit tricky with a lead who's going to be a lurk, it looked like, to try and kind of sandwich things or get a kill from behind, but Fallen shuts that down, and you're right. The execution comes out, but since they don't see any presence, no one moves on the map. No one made any kind of a distraction aside from the smokes, aside from the flashes of that B bomb site, so Fallen has no reason. He trusts his teammates over at the B site. He doesn't need to look away from mid, and that's what punishes a lead.
Oh, that's exactly it. He's so consistent as well in actually picking up that shot several times now. He's just been finding these kills on underpass, finding kills on lurkers. Team Liquid, well, they have to dig deep. They have to find a solution because it's almost over. 14th round, 9-4. SK Gaming with a terrific lead here at the end of the first half. And well, Liquid, they're still grasping. I mean, this is just the straight default kind of setup now coming out here from Liquid again, right? They're just waiting to see SK Gaming, are you going to get aggressive? Are you going to try and push on us to try and take the fight to us? SK Gaming, there's no reason for them to do so, however. They've just had so much success locking down the sites and waiting for Liquid to come to them. And so eventually Liquid are going to have to get over their fear and just go for the run.
I mean, the fast and aggressive rounds have been, I think, the most successful for them here at the B-bomb sign, but it's risky. Keep running that.
I made a comment on Reddit the other day, I think it was Reddit, where I said that my memory of Howl was that it kind of felt like people always went B. And something they said was low ranking, that was true. But even I feel like they're always going B. By the way, can I just say, I feel like something that I was told very early on playing Counter-Strike is you should try changing your spot up and not play the same spot every round. And here we have the best player of the year, Coldzera in 2016, basically playing, I forget what that spot was called, Coop, Chicken Coop, whatever, basically every round.
No, that's how quiet Liquid have been. That ace puts him up to 11 kills. He's the first team to breach the double-digit limit for Liquid right now. It took an ace to do it, and it's into the 15th round we go. And we'll see if we can get a repeat performance, because SK Gaming, they actually don't have a whole lot of money to work with here. Fallen just had enough to squeak out an op, but we have 2 shotguns, a CZ on Cold, and a single rifle picked up on Taco.
At this point, you can't really rule SK out no matter what kind of equipment they have. It doesn't seem to matter anymore. Whenever they decide, they are just going to hit some crazy shots.
And outside of the scout buy from Fallen, I don't think that Liquid has seen someone on a platform like this. And look at Fur, he does get punished. Nitro, it's a very swift headshot.
That was key, and that forces Cold and Taco to actually rotate over here. He's seeing so many players. Fur is definitely called out to his teammates. Wait a second, we haven't seen the bomb, but there's a lot of action over here, and that's forcing the SK defense to spread out. Until they see that bomb, they need to try and cover all the entries. I like that Taco's going aggressive, though. He's really trying to find that information quick. And Cold starting to feed off of this. He's actually looking to get over towards that B site, and that would be the perfect call to make in this situation if he can get up close to that CZ. Liquid, they're about to hit drop.
This is some beautiful Counter-Strike we're watching. The movement from Taco right now is destroying Liquid, even if he hasn't killed anyone yet. Look at the rotation. They're sandwiching them in right now. Fallen gets a shot, but Simple with a nice run through the smoke, but they need to get a shotgun. Taco picks up a kill. He's still...
Terrorist win. Nice. But unfortunately, no case opening there because he only killed 2 and didn't get the MVP. But GG. Look at that. So he went 17 and 6. But I feel like I only opened 3 cases somehow. Maybe I opened more.
They started slowing down. They started being a little bit more scared. They could see SK was positioning.
No, I think I opened 4 because we got 2 origami shotguns and then we got 2 deals.
Once again,
so
leading the charge along with Taco. We're going to see how things pan out here in the second half after this short break. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
2.5 minutes here. Let's keep going.
On train, it's happened now here, and this is a massive hole to dig themselves out of. For a team that struggled with pistol rounds, they need this one.
No doubt about it. And what I'm wondering right now is, we learned now that we've watched the Fur video that, you know, SK Gaming, they live in that house, and it looks fantastic. But they might need to actually redecorate the living room, and they need feathers, right, for stuff into the pillows. So this Freedom Bird right now is just getting plucked. And more feathers. I don't know if Liquid have many more left to give. SK Gaming are looking fantastic, and they're showing no fear whatsoever. They want to get onto the B side, and this time it's Fur. Double entry kill for him.
Well, Nitro and Elise are actually fighting back right now, and this is their last chance to make a stand. They must make this work. Elise is going to go down, but he can't take it with him. The bomb is behind Chicken. No one's picking up. Cole gets a kill. And now it's a one-on-one. Nitro has got the double kill, and FNX hasn't touched anyone yet, and the bomb is not... He's going to push in. He does spot out FNX. He has confirmation. He knows where it is. It's USP versus Glock. He's now back by Chicken Coop. He needs to find that bomb. And right now, Nitro, very, very patient. He's not even worried that FNX is sneaking around the other side. Think about how difficult it is to play this. He's looking for the shot. He does a little bit of damage and knows now that FNX is in the back line. He's going to smoke up on the left-hand side, and now FNX is going to go for the mind games. Rotates around. Nitro reads it, but he's still very low on health. Around the smoke, it's going to happen, and FNX will take him out. Oh, no. Nitro actually played that so well. But it wasn't enough.
That smoke that he threw seems to mess with it. It seemed like it backfired a little bit. I'm not sure what his thought process was with it, but it actually seemed to help FNX more than it hindered him.
I saw you shake your head when he actually put that down. There is that little bit of hesitation that comes out.
When you're in a one-on-one, you better be very confident in pulling a grenade.
Wow, what a throwback! It has been years since I've seen people use the
have another avenue to make to do some kind of movement, to make some kind of play.
Another clutch goes SK Gaming's way. Another pistol. They might continue to struggle with the pistol rounds, and it's definitely going to hurt them here. 11 to 5. They're still on pistols. Liquid trying to save up money for the rifles that SK Gaming, well, actually SK Gaming are pretty, they're going a bit French style here, G2. 4 SMGs, okay then. But it seems like this is
working out.
Well, it's working out. If that's a read, they're just realizing, well, we're not by Kevlar in this second round, and so we'll look to make some money.
The goal for Team Liquid, Anders, you'll love this. They're on the grenades, which I know you're a big fan of. They were trying to go for some kind of nade set. There would be someone from SK, maybe 1, 2 players coming towards this B bomb, so they could just drop 3 nades at once into the choke point. Obviously, it doesn't work out that way, much like Elige did. The SMGs for SK were just sent forward on scouting missions, and they found a completely wide open A bomb site.
Yeah, I definitely think it's worth the idea, I mean, especially if you're this far behind. You know, what a round if you picked up 3 kills with grenades, but that obviously did not happen. Counter boost there as Taco takes out Nitro, and a bit of a battle that really takes you back.
That has got to be one of the most epic battles in Counter-Strike history, actually. The Tower of Kabul.
Yeah, except if you were on a public server and you needed to find that last person. Never a good time. JDM is also taken out. Not that I think it really matters. Basically, we can save some pistols, but that's not gonna what really sort of gonna change this map, is it? They need something bigger than that.
I guess if we really want to get nitpicky, the one thing that irks me is that FNX is the one running off with the rifle, the only rifle that you have, you know, and he's running alone while the rest of you guys move around in a murder troop with a bunch of valueless SMGs, right? So I mean, I know it's a bit of a stretch, but FNX, just keep the rifle with your teammates. One thing that Liquid would love to pick up is the rifle for this round here. Again, on pistols. Again, saving money for the next round. And this time around, they will be stacking on B, it looks like. 4 players here. Simple, the only one towards A to hold towards the pass. Taco, FNX, and Coldzera waiting to say hello to him.
If they can punish Fur, they'll be able to rotate around the map. They just have to be very careful how they handle this aggression down drop. Actually, he's still pressuring it, but he's being a little bit more passive. Fallen's gonna drop back. He's gonna meet up with his teammates out towards the A site, and Liquid do seem to have a read on this. They have 3 players over towards A. They have a 4th on the way there. Although, meanwhile, they've largely ignored Fur, who they know is at the top of drop.
Gotta be careful about that, ignoring Fur. You never know what might happen. Even if they manage to sort of slow the initial attack in here if it comes to A, which it seems like it won't even do, but even if it did, you know, Fur could still be the guy walking in behind them from drop. So Elige is in a good position. Tragically for him, they have Molotovs, and if Taco throws his into the corner, Elige is going to have a very tragic and hot end to the round.
Fallen finds Simple, fairly easy kill there. A little bit of additional money, and this is all about drawing attention towards that A site. Little does he know, practically everybody's already here for Liquid. 3 players stacked on the site, ready to hold, and SK Gaming, they're actually going to rotate the bomb back into the stack. It couldn't be better here for Liquid.
Yeah, but if you have 4 members of that A bomb site, how is Simple just playing so isolated and alone? No one there to back him up.
Bait. It's bait.
If it is bait, at least, they are getting very close to taking it right now. Fallen charging in, they need a quick kill here, and Very Fallen to pick up that one. Finally, Nitro in the corner, isolated, alone, and they're coming for him with knives. Oh, and he gets one in return. Nitro takes down Taco, and now the Molotovs are finally gonna burn him alive, and that's up to Elige. 6 seconds here. The bomb plant, is it gonna happen? Oh, what? No, the fire! Oh, it's still gonna happen. Taking out Elige. That would have been the round. 1 more second. How can it be real?
You can't script this. What is going on? I don't even know what to say. That is total chaos. Taco, you go for the knife. Are you mad? I think you would have been mad if you lost that round.
I mean, that's just such heartbreak. Again, another clutch situation comes down to that last second and nothing goes Liquid way. SK is just putting on a clinic on Liquid's best map.
Basically, probably calm down just a little bit after that. And a scary situation there. Definitely a little scary. But SK Gaming setting up for a quick take. Fallen straight down into the drop. He just charges into Hiko. Looks like he ran into a brick wall, though. Hiko just shuts him down. And so now, SK Gaming down a man, still looking for a way out onto this site. JDM and Elige with their eyes on Plateau, and Taco thinking about trying to work his way through this smoke. Gets one of the smokes down of his own, and maybe he might be able to abuse that, but that incendiary, it's not getting canceled, and he's waiting, and he's gonna get caught by Elige.
Very good use of grenades here has given them a 1-man lead. And rotation happening, and look at Nitro, he's sneaking in from behind. He really needs to stop running. At this point, you've already done so much for your team. Don't give it away by being too loud. Elige is right by the broken wall, and he's got people there in a very good crossfire indeed. 50 seconds on the clock, and Elige's gonna try and fall back, and now SK gonna make their move. Onto the bomb side they go. 50 seconds here as Elige picks up a good shot there. Fur gonna be going down, FNX as well. Last point is Simple, picking up a double kill, and that will be 13 to 6.
With his music kit, I guess.
They have everything in this round they could want to start a winning streak, to start trying to claw back into this game. Really nicely done to get some early kills and then just fall away, be passive, force SK to commit to the bomb site, not give them any easy kills. But now again, here's the next struggle. This is where the thought's going to be in the back of their mind. Another anti-eco coming out.
I love this though from SK Gaming, man. They know that they have so much time, so many rounds to work with here, that all they have to do is bide their time. They go for a half buy in this round, so they'll be able to go for a full buy with rifles and everything in the next round. They do not want to give Liquid any room to work with here. They want to maintain some pressure with the Tech 9s. A very quick play, it looks like, out onto that B site. They aren't wasting much time here, SK Gaming. Already the nades for this execute are out. Now Hiko, round 2, and Taco's taking point this time.
Right on the other side, a lot of people coming in and straight to the face. Hiko is going to be out of the round now. 4 versus 5 is simple. He's going to get a return, but they're getting overrun. These close positions are dangerous versus the Tech 9. JDM in the back line here. Nice flick onto Taco. It's a 2-on-2. He's bringing it back for his team, and there's still no bomb plan. Nitro is right behind. JDM just has to stay alive. Doesn't do anything else. They're coming for him, though. He's got the pistol out there running him down, and just teamwork coming out right now from him. And what? Oh, no! Oh, that's the 3rd kill in the round.
That's kind of a crazy round win.
From winning the grand finals.
That was a drive-by. It looked like an afterthought. You didn't even see for a turn.
I mean, the presence, though, from Fer to know that the flank is the next logical place for any kind of aggression took so long for that flank to come into play.
That's it. You just have to take a breath after a round like that. And how many of these rounds are we going to have? Another anti-eco failure for Liquid. SK Gaming coming through on pistols. And now, I mean, it's just Liquid. What can they hope to do here? They have 2 rifles, they have the shotgun and 2 pistols. This is all they can find with their limited economy. SK Gaming, however, running with the double AWP. They have all the toys. So now we can see
dangerous game right now. And I wish because I feel like it isn't worth it, Elise. He's still young.
Back when the op had 10 bullets, right?
Coldzera that is.
Especially the way things have gone for Team Liquid, you just know that a shot like that from Cold is just like at some point.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, look at the nades left on the Team Liquid side. There's not a lot left.
Oh,
so
this is interesting. Did Hiko just get boosted up and drop? I think Elise just went over there to boost Hiko up. He might have an option here, but Fer is checking it. Very thorough play coming in here from Fer. Not sure if he heard any noise to alert him to the play, the trap that had been set by Liquid. But still, 50 seconds left on this clock. SK Gaming continue to run this clock down, and it looks like we're going to be heading over towards that A site. Fallen rotating in now with the bomb, and Nitro and Simple already set up solid on the site itself. With the remainder of their team are actually pretty far away, so this could get very tricky here for Team Liquid. Nitro and Simple have to hit some shots and stay alive for Elise to start rotating over.
Nitro is playing very close, but he's going to be in so much trouble. They're coming up the ramp as well. He's going to go proactive instead. That makes a lot of sense. Simple now alone on the side. Backup is coming, and Taco being caught in an uncomfortable position ends up going down. Fer ready and waiting, and no kind of backup possible here. Hiko going to fall as well. It is match and map and tournament point here for SK.
there were really no options for Liquid in that round. No tools that they had.
Man, this game might have been too easy. We might have to watch another game after this, because I don't feel like we opened enough cases, you know? So, yeah, after this one, I guess the other one that I have downloaded was MLG Columbus, both Mirage and Overcast. I think he is more explosive than Mirage, so you can try getting out.
The 22nd one, it's hard to imagine that SK won't be able to do it. Well, look, we would be looking for 9 straight rounds in a row here for Liquid to try and bring it back. Don't want to say it's impossible, but it seems increasingly unlikely here.
Here's that challenge again on the Coldzera. Is he actually going to go for it? There's no smoke there this time. He had the scout. He wanted to go for something, but Fallen did it better.
Well, yet another terrific start here for SK Gaming. Hiko's on 5 HP. They have the man advantage. They still have all the firepower, and Fallen, they just can't get anything going. An underpass against him. He's always one step ahead. Yet another pick. JDM's been spotted by Fer as well. And Hiko is working his way towards connector. Fer hears those steps. So they have all the information now, SK Gaming, to make the play happen.
3 more kills, even with this big of a lead, even with so much coming their way. They're still playing it slow. No one is rushing anywhere. No one's leaving anything to chance. JDM going down, Hiko going down, and now Nitro alone, 1 versus 5 with a pistol being flanked as well. SK Gaming, what an incredible team. It's up to Nitro. He does get a shot and picks up an AK, but there's no saving it. He has to go and fight, and they're getting close. Here's the spray coming through. He takes out Fur as well, but he's down to 12 health, and now it's just all in the details. Easy for SK to pick it up here. Trying to walk through the smoke, but it's just not going to happen. SK Gaming, second major championship in a row. They are your winners.